I've been asked to talk a little bit about Arvada's efforts in energy efficiency. I think that what you know from what you read daily, both in the newspapers and periodicals and see online and on TV, is that there are plenty of really, really smart people thinking globally and trying to act globally. Excuse me. Our task here is to think globally but act locally. And in that sense, our job at the City of Arvada, as it is for many of you in your positions, is stewardship of what we've been given to manage. And our intention is to manage our legacy to pass along a greater Arvada, a more sustainable Arvada, to our children and their children, and on and on. And for years, our model here has been conservation, effectiveness, and efficiency. They are our business model. Sustainability is just this decade's buzzword for what Arvada has been practicing for decades. And we would offer that our efforts would actually demonstrate our intent. And so, as many examples, we have now converted the Ralston water treatment plant, which provides up to 50 million gallons a day in the summertime, to a photovoltaic system. You'll see the array out on Highway 93 if you go out that way. And 85% of the water treatment system is run by photovoltaics. We are the first in the state in 2005 to take advantage of the then new energy conservation grants, to use the state program for performance contracting of the city, which caused us to both retune and replace our heating, air conditioning systems, to reballast and rebulb all of our city facilities. And it resulted in 20% savings over the last 4 years on a $700,000 electric bill. The city council was, as far as we know, the first in the state to pass a special district ordinance to allow for financing for developers and developments to provide their own financing for energy efficiency improvements. We applied for and received a $1 million energy efficiency block grant, which I'm going to defer to another person in just a moment, whom I will introduce. We have done a community-wide greenhouse gas inventory, which we are about to act on through the grant. We have had for now a couple of years a sustainability action plan, which was done by our employees for the municipal corporation. And the idea here is to institutionalize the best practices of sustainability and efficiencies for the municipal corporation. Our Majestic View Nature Center, which sees thousands of kids for educational purposes every year, will by June be 100% run by solar. We have computerized every single park irrigation system in the city. That would be 128 separate systems. You will find no other city in the state that has done that. You will have read that the city of Denver passed a bond issue to try to do it. But the city of Arvada has been 100% computerized, resulting during the drought, by the way, in 40% water savings and a sustained 20% in water savings over the decade. And finally, I would offer for the municipal corporation to say that Lake Arbor and Westwoods golf courses are 2 of only 7 Audubon certified golf courses in the state of Colorado. In the private sector, the City Council has approved a development called GEOS. It's only being held up really by the credit markets, but once developed, 300 homes in the western part of Arvada, which will be zero carbon footprint, and in fact probably be returning energy to the system. We also have the 2,000-acre Candelas development. The residential portion of this development was approved and predicated on a sustainable development program. That program includes numerous requirements to incorporate sustainable features, which include a sustainability trust in which the developers will build a trust fund that the citizens of the district will administer to give themselves grants to convert their houses for the purposes of energy efficiency. It'll be self-government. They will have LEED certified community centers. The lighting systems out there will be solar powered. All homes will be solar ready and 25% will be solar powered.
I'd like to talk a little bit about what you all can do as part of some of the programs that we're hosting at the City of Arvada as business owners and citizens. So as Craig mentioned, we did get a grant from the federal government. It's specifically called an Energy Efficiency and Conservation Block Grant, and it's from the Department of Energy. We received $951,900 in late October. And we are charged with getting that money out over the next 2 years. And the two major goals of that grant are to save energy and reduce greenhouse gases as one, and create jobs, as well as making the money very transparent to the community and letting everyone know what we're doing with that money. So when I think about energy efficiency, I like to think about it as a food pyramid. So at the bottom, you have energy conservation, and you do as much as you can to conserve energy. Then the next echelon would be your energy efficiency, where you might implement programs that are the low-hanging fruit of retrofitting your light bulbs in your building or getting insulation, things like that. And then the top would be renewable energy that you would use sparingly. And that may change in the future as different policies and financing changes. But at this point, you want to do everything you can inside your building envelope and in your community to conserve and be the most efficient you can. So, in looking at that model, we sort of fit in the different programs that we're going to use are about $1 million for. I was just going to go down. We have 8 programs that we're putting the Energy Efficiency Block Grant money towards. One being me, having a sustainability coordinator, someone that can take all of these things we've been doing at the city, and they're in all different departments, collect them together, have a collaboration of things, figure out how to manage what's going on, how to measure them, and how to take all these best practices that have come out of other communities and other sustainability champions and continue those on into the future. We also have, one of our projects is renewable energy projects on city facilities. So we will be getting solar panels on City Hall probably by the end of May. We chose a contractor this week, which is exciting. And those solar panels will power about 33% of the energy use we have in City Hall. It's going to be a 50 kilowatt system up on the roof. We're also looking to put solar panels on the community food bank, the old library, as well as the Majestic View Nature Center. The next is the city facilities energy efficiency upgrade and retrofit. So that gets into when we've already done performance contracting and we've implemented a lot of those low-hanging fruits of updating a few HVACs and putting in new light bulbs. And so now we're able to get a couple more projects in place that we weren't able to do with the first round of performance contracting, as well as expand it out into some other facilities that didn't get as many upgrades with the performance contracting. Desktop computer virtualization, which helps employees work from home and not have to keep their computer on at City Hall, so that helps. The next, traffic signal management, which reduces idling at intersections, directly reducing greenhouse gases. We've got a community waste disposal and recycling study. Currently, as many of you probably know, if you live in the city of Arvada, we have several different waste haulers, about 10 I think, that operate, and we have 4 or 5 going into the same neighborhoods all the time, and that's a lot of emissions that could be mitigated throughout the city, as well as just a nuisance and not something attractive to look at. So we want to be looking comprehensively at the whole city, not just residential, but also commercial, to see the amounts of waste coming out of our buildings and how we can reduce that and increase recycling and composting throughout the city.